Get rid of your timelines. When God calls you to do something, Daddy used to say nobody should be able to talk you into it. Nobody should be able to talk you out of it. So we got to let our timelines just be surrendered to the Lord and let Him work out what He's doing within us. One of the quickest ways to burn out is going, it didn't happen by my deadline.
But I'm gonna love the way He says to love, trust the way He says to trust. This world alone will never be enough. So I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk with Jesus.
Hey, I'm Keith Stevens, talking with Caleb and Jordan from the band Consumed by Fire about some of the new things coming up in their lives and also about endurance, how to have it in life, and about their songs Walk with Jesus and I Need You, God.
I love that song.
I love that song.
I love that song.
Hey, Caleb and Jordan, thank you so much for joining me today. What new things are going on in your world? I heard you guys are filming a music video for something?
Well, we've got a new single coming out called What If. We're focusing in on the storyline. Paul talks about Timothy. He mentions the soldier and the farmer and the athlete. And so about the endurance that they need to have. And so we're trying to take the same approach with this video, with the message being around the soldier, the farmer, the athlete. And we just want to encourage people not to give up and to let their roots grow deeper. And that's where we were when we wrote this song. And really the whole First Things First album was from a season like that. So
I'm going to ask each of you, and I really want to know, Caleb, where did you learn endurance from? And how did you learn endurance?
Yeah, I think our mom and dad, they pastored together over 35 years plus. So mom and dad, they would do 33 nations together. They pioneered 11 churches. And it was just incredible to see. God bless the church. We love the church. Being PKs, I've seen some friends over the years that, have stepped back and
got tired.
I think from a natural perspective, one could go, I understand why in some places, but I like to remind the church that church hurt and things that we can go through, you're going to find the same things outside of those four walls. It's just people. We're just all human, right? And so I think sometimes we forget that when we're dealing with church. But full circle back to what you're saying, brother, I think watching mom and dad, their perseverance, to be able to remember that and keep that, watching them for sure. Yeah.
Jordan, what about you? Where did you learn endurance?
I certainly agree with that. I think when we set our parents down back in 2006 and we said it's time for us to start our own ministry. Caleb wasn't even a church kid.
I love it. How did they respond to that? When you
what they
them
said
down?
the phrase.
I love it.
This is the phrase they had, Keith. It's one we've heard our whole lives, so it kind of ticked me off because I felt like it was a different answer. But here's what they said. Are you ready for it? We're gonna pray about that. That's what they said. Because I thought they were gonna just come back. I thought they'd come back and say, you know what, we're just in a season of no right now, But it was they prayed about it and they said, you know what, we actually feel like this is something the Lord's called you to do, and we're going to support you in it. And I'm so grateful that they did. I think we learned endurance over the years. I think as one of our favorite preachers back in the day used to say, I've quit 1,000 times. And so it's not that we haven't said we quit. It's just that, the righteous man falls 7 times, but he keeps getting back up. And I think we've learned certain boundaries over the years of how to run our race with endurance. And one of those that I think is the most practical that I could share with people listening is get rid of your timelines. When God calls you to do something, Daddy used to say, nobody should be able to talk you into it. Nobody should be able to talk you out of it. So we got to let our timelines just be surrendered to the Lord and let Him work out what He's doing within us. Because I feel like one of the quickest ways to burn out is going, it didn't happen by my deadline. You know. So we're learning.
Yeah, sometimes it's true where God says, not now, wait, you know. The answer may not be no for good, but it might be no, but
Right.
later on, you know. So
Yes, sir.
I think that's true, you know. Well, I think it's wonderful. And because we want to know about the song and was wanting to quit or anything like that behind the song, I Need You, God. And I've
Yes.
introed that song and talked about it, try to relate to it, thinking so many people are driving in their cars saying those same words. What were you thinking when you wrote that?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a lot of the same place when we're talking first things first. It's just a heart of surrender. I love it. I heard a pastor once talk about he was preaching on our need for the Lord, and he was going, I don't want to be to the point to when I wake up in the morning and I tie my own shoes. I don't want to think that when I even go to the simplest tasks, is what he's trying to say, that I got this.
Right.
He said, I want to be completely dependent, knowing that I need His grace. I need His strength
Yes.
in every situation. And so I think even for the simplest things, we wanted to remind people, hey, we need them.
It comes down to an issue of trust. Like you said, it's very much first
Yeah.
things first. I need you, God. So much of our music is trust and surrender, and that we ride around that a lot because it's something
We all deal with.
we talk about it amongst ourselves a lot. And it comes back to 1 Peter 5:7, casting all of your cares on the Lord because He cares for you. So I wouldn't want to take up the responsibility and say, God, I got this. I can take this one. Because, Jesus would tell us it's the little foxes that spoil the vine. So I don't want to sit here and go, God, you can handle this stuff. I'll handle this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, at some point,
You take the big stuff.
Yeah.
I got the little thing.
at some point, it's just pride anyways. And so that's why on I Need You, God, we say, I hit my knees and I lost the pride. I found your love and I hit my stride. When we realize, it's the love of God that wakes us up in the morning, His new mercies renewed every morning. I think when we're operating from that place of His love, I can even love other people better,
Amen. Totally agree, guys. It's great. It seems like, Jordan, you guys are having the time of your life. Is that true? Are you having the time of your life right now on this
Always.
record and recording videos? And but you're having the time of your life, aren't you?
Amen.
It's better than sitting home being bored. Right?
Amen.
Come
Yes,
on.
sir.
That's right.
Yes, sir. We enjoy it. We tell folks all the time, almost 2,000 shows in, 18 years later of touring after we convinced mom and dad to homeschool us so we could tour.
Yeah.
Almost 2,000 shows later, we still love what we do. We love the church more than ever, and we still like each other. We still vacation together. We still get along. Yeah, we're having a good time.
Caleb, what about you? You having the time of your life? Is this the best season for you right now? If you look back recently in recent years, this seems like a pretty good season.
Oh, we're having a great time. The Lord has, when we wrote "What If," our newest single, we were in a season of fighting discouragement. That whole First Things First record was a lot of, you can hear that, but we say to ourselves now, we didn't expect to write the song with a lyric like, what if I give up right before He parts the sea? That's in the pre-chorus of What If. We didn't expect to see Him part the sea right after we wrote the song. You know what I mean? So we are in a season of walking through that part, and we're just praising God through it. We're so thankful.
That's so great. Thank you, Caleb and Jordan, so much for coming on the podcast. What an inspiring conversation.
I Love That Song is a Wow God production, a ministry of the University of Northwestern St. Paul. Discover more at wowgod.com.
I love that song.
I love that song.
I love that song.